Hello everyone, welcome back to Aeronexus. Today with the second part of the career mode in MSFS 2024, working on the PPL license. So I hope we are ready for the exam today. That's what we started yesterday. And yeah, let's directly jump in, I would say. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer anything you have in your mind. And yeah, engage in a chat if you want to. Happy to go with you through the next lessons. So let's jump right into it. Certification. And we stopped at the private pilot license exam yesterday, which I hope we can continue now. So let me just quickly check my settings. At the private pilot. If that's working, okay. Good. Yeah, let's try it. So we try to take the exam today. I have no idea what I have to expect as of now. I'm going through all these missions like yesterday, the first time. So yesterday we had a few bugs actually in the hardware configuration, which I tried to figure out. I hope that we fixed most of them. There might be still on the way through these different missions a few things I need to adjust, so bear with me. But let's give it a try. Yeah, let's see what we can do today. Take the exam, 2,000 credits. I have 5,000 available, so that should be more than enough. The exam cost is a one-time payment. You can retry it for free at any time. That is good to know. So I hope that all my hardware is working. I just made a change before, which is always very smart, doing that briefly before the stream. But let's see. Let's purchase it. Go directly into it. Time to pass your private pilot license. This is your ticket into the world of aviation. For this practical test, you will need to complete a standard traffic pattern, follow the flight plan, apply what you learned in your training, fly safely, and you'll get your license. Traffic plans are generally flown at an altitude of 1,000 feet AGL. Each section of the pattern is referred to as a link. Good. Let's try it out. Settings here. Ready. I'm expecting something to fail my hardware any second. That's usually what happens when you change anything before. But we'll see. Should be loaded in any moment. Right.
It's time. Your first ever Checkride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Okay, so they let us do the full thing, which is usually not what you would find in a real exam, that the plane would be in that state with all the covers. If the flight school is nice, they prep the plane to a state that you are almost ready to go. So let's remove the covers, chocks. Click spot is somehow something I really... There we go. So, static port and the pressure tube is removed. Usually what you do, what we don't do in the sim here, is that you do, of course, the walk around and you check the aircraft for anything unusual before. You get usually also asked a few questions during the walk around regarding components of the plane. Yeah, let's get into the plane. press Control E to complete startup procedure. So let's try that. Like yesterday, we started the plane manually, not by our automatic startup. So we turn on battery and alternator. As described yesterday, the startup procedure is a bit different to a carburetor engine, so we put in full mixture, fuel pump on for 2 seconds, idle cut off, throttle, and turn the key. That didn't work. Let's try it again.
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings, and you'll be fine. Now, show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
Right. Okay. Quick reply. We didn't set that one up, right? So let's set this up quickly as well. Of course, something new again. I don't use usually the built-in ATC. Quick reply. There it is. Keyboard. Just Q. Go back. Save.
Augsburg round. Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta with Mike. Request taxi for takeoff. Close traffic.
Right. Okay.
Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta. Taxi to and hold short of runway 25 via taxiway Mike Echo. Contact tower on 128.255 when ready.
Okay, I have to acknowledge Q.
Taxiing. Hold short runway 25 via taxiway. Mike Echo. Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
Right, so I didn't know that we start in Augsburg. I was expecting Sedona. So what I can try... Flight. Here it is. Well, that's totally not working right now. We'll see. Hopefully. Why is the iPad now not working? Let's check. There it is. Okay. iPad. There we go. So. That's Navigraph actually right now, what you see. But let me see if I can show you the actual for-flight application. That's the one you use when you fly in real world, right? Most pilots you don't have to. But it's a fantastic app. Finally in Europe since I think 2 years now. Let me just load up Augsburg. So, and what you see in Augsburg, which is interesting. First of all, this is towered airport, right? This is not like the airfields around, like Landshut or others, where have a tower, but they're non-controlled. This is an airport with a control tower, like Munich or Stuttgart or Nuremberg or Frankfurt, just not as big. But what's different to smaller airfields we usually fly from is this one doesn't have a defined traffic pattern. So usually you would see that. What I can open up, I hope it works right now, when you look at the procedures and we look at the weave up procedures, which I don't see right now. Well, that's interesting. Others, they're not in here. Let me see. They're all updated. Well, that's unfortunate. Usually you would have your VFR charts as well. Expired. Let me just check again. No, I don't see that. Airport. Well, we don't have that now. But let me see if in Navigraph. Well, yeah, you see the overlay here of the airport. That's where we are right now. charts. I'm not sure if... No, they don't have VFR charts in here, I think. It's unfortunate. Well, I can't show it right now, but I will see if I can fix it next time. That we don't have a traffic circuit, right? So we'll fly that just purely based on well, our own directions we are setting, parallel to the runway, 90 degrees. The traffic pattern we are building, but usually would follow closely, of course, the published traffic patterns, which we don't have in this case. So let's see, right? Then I would say, what do we need to do? Press toggle parking brakes. That's done. Yes. So the problem right now I have is I didn't listen to which runway you're supposed to depart from. What did they say? Runway 25. Okay. Yeah, taxiway Mike and Echo. So let's look at the chart. We see Mike is the long taxiway down to the runway. So we turn right, and Echo is the end. This is the holding point here, runway holding point Echo at runway 25, and that's where we're gonna taxi out next. So we switch on taxi lights. We have, of course, strobes we leave off, nav we leave on, beacon should have been on before actually. That's it. And let's go. Actually, let me see the second. Oh yeah, I can see that my rudders are not working. That is not great. Let me just quickly check where that is. Fantastic. That's what I thought would happen. Rudders, I guess they're not connected right now. Yeah, I can see that. So the planes. Okay. Let me see if I restart spot next. The settings we can check as well. Yeah, there. Windows. Let's check the hardware. This was 1000. Yes. Okay. Good. Reconnected it. Classic happens all the time here. Yes, and now they're working, so we can release the parking brake and continue from here to the runway 25. Holding point runway 25. Okay. Let's see. Yes, okay. Stop but hold short. That is Echo, is that? Throttle. Keep center line on the taxiway as much as we can. At least the airport is loaded in. I have that airport installed, and I like flying there. Actually, in real world, I fly there quite frequently as well. It's a really nice airport to fly to. It's not really difficult. It's not different than any other smaller airfield. Even though it feels scary the first time you do it when you go to a big one, right? So we can see in the back already the blue designators where we should stop. Okay, let's continue. I still need to... oh yeah, that is unrealistic. The taxiway seems very broken. This is definitely not the case in the real world. I don't know why that is. This might be an incompatibility with the airport to MSFS 2024. It's at 2020 airport. So you see it's... I expect the runway to be in the same condition then. So let's see. I try to remove the iPad overlay. Just have to reload this Streamdeck. There we go. Okay, let's go back to normal view so we can see better. No. Hold brakes. And stop. Okay, that's the box we should stop in. But there we go. Requesting takeoff.
Augsburg Tower, Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta at runway 25 ready for departure. Close traffic.
Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta. QNH 101 tree left closed, traffic approved. Clear for takeoff runway 25.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25. Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
Right, so the approach sector is clear. What we didn't do is our run-up, so let's do it quickly. We increased the throttle to 1700. Usually we do that before the clearance, of course. Then you check the magnetos. The drop of the RPM, if you look at it, should not be more than usually 100, 150 between both left and both and right, and between left and right not more than 50, which is the case. And then usually, which we don't have, you would pull the carburetor heat as well, but with the direct injection, so it doesn't matter. So let's go full idle, we check that, and then go back to 800. Good. We put the strobes on, landing light on. Pitot is not required. Then flaps are not setting, we're good to go. Approach sector is clear. Let's go directly on the runway. Yeah, a bit fast. Let's reduce the speed. Not racing on the runway. Also important, the yellow lines you see are not meant that you follow them onto the runway. These are turn-off markings. When you come from the other direction, that's what you follow to exit the runway. So there's the saying, you pay for the runway, you use the runway. Means we use, of course, as much as possible. We don't need a lot of that for today. But don't be misled by the yellow line to follow it on the runway. You just give away potentially of, oh yeah, 10 meters of starting distance you would have available, right? Okay, so flaps up, landing lights on, and we are ready to go. Full throttle. Oh, wait a second. Which I didn't check the whole time. That is, of course, my mistake. Shouldn't have happened. We didn't turn on our avionics, right? So that should have happened quite a while before. Let's give that a second. I didn't even pay attention, right? So I was so distracted with my hardware that I didn't follow my own checklist. I would have noticed in real world latest that I don't hear anyone on comm, right? So comm system works, of course, when the avionics bus is powered, which is not the case here in the sim, in the Cessna at least. But that is totally fine. So press enter. There we go. Oh yeah, we have to move the map here as well. So now, throttle. Let's take off. Full throttle set. Airspeed is alive. $50 knots east on the yoke. Rotate. We take off. Slowly pulling. Rudders are still not set up properly, so they're very jerky. Need to work on that still. And we climb to 2,000 feet. A little bit off runway track. Trim out the plane. It's a bit steep. You would usually pull that steep. So we're approaching 2,000. I don't know. Well, 2,500, okay. But they want us to turn in this case, so we give it a try. We turn in. Was left-hand turn. That's what usually be the area where in real life, before the river, you would turn in. Of course, you don't want to cross the city necessarily. Further. So we have around 250 in our 3 o'clock position. We climb to 2,500. And then we turn into the downwind. I'm actually not quite sure what they expect us here in this case. How close they want us, so we'll see. It's jerky right now, so we'll see. Should have the runway parallel to us soon. Descend a little further. 250, 07. That's the runway should be parallel to us. Oh, climb a bit further. Too low. Heading of 070, that's opposite runway direction, so we're downwind now. Lost a bit of altitude, 100 feet, so of course we don't want that. You want to always stay in the right traffic pattern altitude, so other planes can see you, right? That's where I, as a pilot, expect other planes, not 100 feet above or below. So it's really important to maintain the altitude. And the course, of course, as well. So. Reach base, so we'll see where that is. Actually 45 degree behind us, airport should be. Yeah, okay, so we turn base. Reduce the power to 2000 RPM, we pull a little bit, reduce the speed. So far actually. So let's see where the runway is. Not 100% parallel to it, so we'll see. It's not optimal right now. Let's see. So reducing the speed further. They want us to reach final. There we go. 250. Clock position. So now you see the runway. There we slowly
500.
Reach final. We set 10 degrees of flaps. And reduce the speed to 60 knots. Correction 65. Yeah, we overshot a little bit, so at least we're okay-ish on altitude. We might need to do this again, so we'll see. It was not the cleanest traffic pattern right now. Actually, we're a bit too low now, so we set a bit of throttle. So if you don't have the peripheral sight and looking out quickly without a tracker is a bit difficult, so... Fast now as well, that's no problem. Still can use flaps if we need to. Trim out the plane more. Set a bit more power. It's the middle marker, we ignore that. It's for us. Landing lights on. That's not too bad. Slowly reduce the power. Idle. Flare at the end of the runway. Oh, starters is not great. I don't see anything. Reduce the speeds. Stop at hold short. Okay, that's the one for us to take. We don't change anything in the configuration of the plane until we are off the runway. I need to adjust the height, I think, on my seat. I couldn't see the runway touching down. Should be the case. So after the hold short line, we stop. Switch off the landing lights, taxi lights are on. So let me see. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. Usually want to see the HUD a little bit. You see in front here. That's what you see in real world as well. A little bit of the HUD. So that enables you also to see the runway when you're landing. Let's see where do we need to go, actually? I don't know. Did you give us any instructions? Let's try the right side. Well, that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, what does taxi mean? Ah, yeah, okay, press Q.
Augsburg Round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Request taxi to parking. Augsburg Round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Taxi to parking.
Nothing is happening.
Augsburg Round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Taxi to parking.
I don't know why that is actually.
Augsburg Round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Request taxi to parking.
I have a feeling we need to restart that mission.
Cessna Tango,
There we
Juliet
go.
Delta. Acknowledge last transmission.
Well,
Augsburg ground. Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Request taxi to parking. Augsburg ground. Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. Say again.
not quite sure if that's going to work.
Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. Acknowledge last transmission.
Augsburg ground. Please say again transmission for Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta.
Yeah. I think we might need to restart that. That doesn't look good. Not a big fan of the,
Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. Did you copy?
No, didn't copy. Yes, 3 times now.
Augsburg ground. Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. I didn't copy that. Say again, please.
Yeah. Okay. That didn't work. These missions are always a bit difficult to complete. Let's restart that. And without all the explanation we just had right now, we just go directly into the plane and try it again.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Oh yeah, the instructor changed apparently. Okay, then let's try that again. We do the fast version now, we don't want to spend too much time now doing everything again. Except for the click spot, of course, which I still don't know where it is. Move that, and get into the cockpit. So let me just quickly check something. Okay. Okay, so battery on, mixture full, fuel pump goes on, fuel pump off, throttle 0.6 centimeters, and
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings and you'll be fine. Now show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
okay, so let's try that again. Yeah, the instructor changed this time. Avionics are on this time. That's it. That's beacon on, nav lights on, strobes we keep off for now. And then we go directly. Oh wait, of course, our taxi clearance. Can I still do it? Apparently not. Well, that's great. I messed that up directly from the start, which I should have known because Augsburg needs taxi clearances. Fantastic. So nothing is responding. Yeah, okay, great. So immediate restart. I mean, what could possibly go wrong the third time? I don't know why the MSFS ATC didn't work before and after we landed. Okay.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Right, so same thing again, very quickly this time. Remove the covers, static ports, PT2 as well as the chocks. I still can't figure it out now, it's the third time and I still don't know where to click. Mouse doesn't change, so we know it's coming from. Oh yeah, there we have to be closer. Okay, let's see when we do auto start how that works. That is actually
Your goal
wrong.
is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings and you'll be fine. Now show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
Yeah, so what you saw when I hit the Control E, first it turns out avionics. That's how you kill 20,000 euros in your plane instantly. You never turn on the avionics before the engine has started because the magnetos in the that starts the engine can and will very likely produce voltage spikes, and you shoot them directly into your avionics. So if they are on before the engine starts, didn't happen the first time, only you very likely kill your avionics. And the G1000 replacement, I can imagine, would be very expensive. So that's interesting that they switched that on first before the engine. So engine is started. Let's release the parking brake, check again, nav on, beacon on, strobes off, everything else is fine. And now request taxi.
Augsburg round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango Juliet Delta. Request taxi for closed traffic with Oscar.
Cessna Delta, Echo Tango Juliet Delta. Taxi to and hold short of runway 25 using taxiway Mike Echo. Contact tower on 128.255 when ready.
Okay, acknowledging.
Taxi to and hold short runway 25 via taxiway Mike Echo, Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta.
Okay, we got the same instructions as before. Holding short Echo 25, that's where we taxi right now. Let's go. Again, very wavy taxiway, but I think that's because of the missing compatibility. The airport looks fine, but that's not how the reality is at Augsburg. A little bit slower. Okay, and stop the box. Idle power, stop it. Okay, so what I can do, I set the heading puck to the runway direction. In Augsburg, it's, well, the runway says 25, but usually it's a few degrees plus minus, so the markings on the runway will be rounded up a few degrees, up or down, depending. So it's not exactly 25 in Augsburg. When you look into the chart, it is 247. And that's what we set. We have 245 around. As our runway track, runway heading in this case. And now we request takeoff clearance. Now, what's going on?
Augsburg Tower, Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta at runway 25 ready for departure. Close traffic.
Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta. QNH 101 left closed traffic approved. Clear for takeoff runway 25.
Cleared for takeoff runway 25. Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
Good. Landing lights on, and we skip the warm-up for now. Let's get this done. Approach sector is clear. Taxi on the runway. We do a rolling takeoff. Everything else is set up. Takeoff clearance is there. Landing lights are on. Takeoff. Fix our view a little bit. Airspeed is alive. Rotate. The horizon line visible, so we don't climb too heavily. I mean, you can climb up with 75 knots as well. In this case, we don't need to climb to 2,000 feet initially. Oh, climb descent. Runway track. Reaching 2,000 and climb further to 2,500. Change our range. Pass over 1,300. We can slowly turn in. We don't have to wait, of course, until over the river. Okay, 2,500. Turn the reduce the throttle a little bit. 1,300 right. Turning in. Careful we don't overshoot the altitude. There we are. Upwind. Reduce a bit further so we maintain close to There you see now we have a nice angle also to the runway. Let's turn in into our downwind position. Usually you would also call up the tower, give a position report. No. Almost on downwind. No. Reach base. Let's see if we can do a little bit better than before. When we look now, you see we are parallel to the runway, which is a nice downwind. And what you use in practice, of course, is use the heading bug as a reference, right? So, of course, you move them 90 degrees around the scale, and then you know that you're parallel or perpendicular to your directions you want to go. So in this case, a heading of around 0, well, exactly 067 would be correct. Let's set that. Then you also, of course, can turn the heading bug around in the direction you're flying, which we will do. Set it to 067, so 2 degrees to the right. Now we are really parallel. Of course, you have to account for the wind as well. Altitude is okay. You see the airfield now, the airport. Left of us, we don't want to climb. Keeping lane level. 2.5 degrees around. And when we have the runway around 45 degrees in a moment, in a few seconds, we turn to base. We don't want to turn too early because then we're too close and therefore too high for the approach. Do is that we turn the heading bug around to position, and we slowly turn in, keeping the altitude. Not steep bank, right? Usually a right one turn. This speed around 18 to 20 degrees. You can slowly reduce the airspeed already. Maintain the altitude. There we go. So let's have a look. There's the runway. We're so far fine. Maintain the altitude. You didn't reduce the speed. 80 knots. So we can set our turn in slowly. First notch of flaps 10. Landing lights are on. And reduce the speed further. Slow descent. Trim out the plane to 65. There we go. A bit too steep almost. A bit low. You don't
500.
Go by the poppy lights actually necessarily. You keep a visual reference yourself to the way. So that's all fine. Let's reduce that. A bit the speed. Shot the center line up. That's correct. A bit of power. We don't need any flaps right now. Any further flaps, I should say. Actually a bit low, so a bit of power to lengthen the approach. Stretch it out. Lower. My view changed it, that's why I thought, yeah, now it looks a bit different. It was a bit too low in the cockpit. So we're slowly getting back on the correct path. Reduce the speed. Ignore the middle marker. Yeah, aim for the threshold. Which we're doing, it's all fine. A little bit of power maybe. Well, 65 knots. center line, and when we are over the threshold, hold the power. Oh, my rudders are away from me, so that's okay. It was not the most centered landing, so that's fine. I don't know why the view constantly switches back. I said you want to see the HUD of the plane a little bit. It helps getting a reference point to the runway. Let's see if it was enough and if ATC clears this time for taxiing. Stop at the hold short, so we leave the runway. No changes to the aircraft config at this point of time. There we go. Stop. Yeah, it still says taxi again, right? So I have a feeling ATC will not work. I think that's why,
Augsburg
because...
Airport information, Oscar. 1800 Zulu. Wind 247 at 4. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition.
Yeah, we don't
Few
want
clouds
that.
at 17. Augsburg Airport.
Yeah, I think the problem is a me problem. Given that, we should use the ATC window during the flight. Because cancel landing intentions means they're still thinking we are on approach.
Augsburg Tower, Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. Cancel landing intention.
Okay, let's try that. Q.
Augsburg Round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Request taxi to parking.
Let's see.
Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
Oh god.
Did you copy?
No, we didn't. Now we have the same problem as before. Right? Yeah, ATC is not working again.
Cessna Tango Juliet Delta. Acknowledge last transmission.
Augsburg Round, Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. I didn't copy that. Say again, please.
I have no hope that we can finish that successfully. But it might be the problem with
Cessna
landing.
Tango Juliet Delta.
Yeah, no.
Acknowledge
Landing
last
clearance
transmission.
before. So I give it one more try, and if that doesn't work, honestly, I don't know. I will try to finish it off stream so we can continue. But we do one more try. Let's see.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Okay. Setting up OBS. Yeah, so one more time, right? I really hope that's the last time for today. We'll see. Remove static. Chocks. And enter the plane. auto start the plane this time.
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings, and you'll be fine. Now, show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
Keep level, so the system is still aligning. Yo, let's see. Might take a second, I guess. There we go. Thanks, Jeff Crayon, for the follow on Twitch. I just saw that. Actually, I don't. Why didn't I see a notification? That's interesting. Nothing popped up, right? So I will check that. But thanks for following. Okay, taxi.
Augsburg round, Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta, ready to taxi. Close traffic with Papa.
Cessna Delta Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Taxi to and hold short of runway 25 via taxiway Mike Echo. Contact tower on 128.255 when ready.
Acknowledge. Well, does work. Again.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 25 using taxiway Mike Echo, Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta.
Okay, for this parking brake. And for the third time, let's do that. Turn on taxi lights. I keep the ATC window open this time. Tune Augsburg Tower. That might have been the problem the whole time, actually. Fast, let's slow down a bit. I didn't see that window changing, so I guess that's why the whole flow got thrown off. Oh, let's keep straight. As much as that possible. That taxiway. So we're not stopping. Right, okay, stop the aircraft. Request, let's do it manually. Request takeoff clearance.
Augsburg Tower, Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta ready at runway 25. Close traffic.
Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta. QNH 101 tree left closed, traffic approved. Clear for takeoff runway 25.
Clear for takeoff runway 25. Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
Good, cleared for takeoff. Landing lights are on. Let's continue. Rolling takeoff as before. Not too fast. Turning on the runway, full throttle, power set. Airspeed is alive. knots rotation. And takeoff. Goes down a little bit. We want to see where we're going. Ah yeah, see there's the request full stop landing, which I didn't use before. I guess I will solve it. Keep on center line. Climbing to 2000 as before. Trim out the plane a bit. And set the heading bug 47. Climb to 2500. Ready? Steep. Use the speed a bit. We don't want to turn a set too steep, but I try to turn it before the river. Maintain the altitude, 2500. Going upwind. Closer now to the runway, turning downwind, maintaining 2500. And when we are in the downwind established, I will request the full stop landing. So we set the heading bug 067. Okay, let's request a full stop landing.
Augsburg Tower, Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta 2500 to land.
That's an awkward call.
Cessna Delta Echo Tango Juliet Delta Augsburg Tower. QNH 101 make left traffic runway 25.
No, we're doing that already. So where's our airport area? Downwind. Maintain the altitude. Reach base. I can't do anything else, right? Request airport direction, cancel no. Okay. Keep it a bit shorter this time, let's see. Turning in, reduce the speed, maintain the altitude. And set flaps 10. And it's on. Your speed further. 65 knots. We're going a bit steeper this time. I think the airplane slowly descends, shallow turn in, bit of trim, 200. at that. That's where tracker helps seeing that. And the altitude, reduce the speed. Shoulder turn. Looks good. Touchdown zone, or threshold in this case. 65 knots, a little bit of power. The center kind of ignore the poppy lights, we go for the threshold. Throttle, idle, flare to plane. Oh, that's better. That was a nice landing. Okay. Reduce the speed. So if it doesn't work now, honestly, I'm running out of ideas. Maybe someone of you knows how to fix that. Hey Drake, nice to have you in the chat. Yeah, how goes the career? I still have trouble right now with the MSFS ATC. I can't get the final taxi instructions back after landing to the holding position, so we'll see if it's working now. It's the third attempt now. Not as fun as I thought it would be. So let's see. Let's hold short as requested. Yeah. Same result as before, right? We have no option to continue. I'm not sure if that is broken or not, honestly. Seems strange. We don't want the ATIS. We don't want to cancel landing intentions. One is set. We also never received the final landing clearance, right? That's also strange. Not quite sure. Never got the option to confirm the landing clearance. So let me just see. We Google that, but I think that's a problem it would resolve off stream. Career mode, PPL, road taxi, instruction. Yeah, if you know what that could be. PPL exam. It seems I'm not the only one. I'll complete PPL T2 bugged taxi. Seems the airport is not suited for PPL. Great. Oh, yeah, okay, they said reset and choose a different airport. Home airport has 0 meaning throughout the career. Press Shift C, exit the cabin, and then enter again. Well, we can try that. Shift C. But maybe this resets the mission. Nope. So, I don't know. PPL certification cannot be finished because it is back to it's even a bug report from Microsoft. Let's see updates. Broken, yeah. We see that. I mean, we could. But I have not planned flying everything from scratch again. Just checking if there's no. I mean, you could try Sedona. If you know any solution to that issue, if you had the same, let me know. Cancel.
Augsburg Tower, Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. Cancel landing intention.
Cessna Tango, Juliet Delta. Your cancellation is received.
Yeah, cancellation is received. That's not what we actually wanted. Where's the taxi?
Augsburg Round, Cessna Delta, Echo Tango, Juliet Delta. Request taxi to parking.
And I think that's where it doesn't work anymore. We had the same before, right? Very unfortunate.
Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
No, we didn't.
Did you hear my last transmission?
Augsburg Round, Cessna Tango Juliet Delta. Say again, please.
Well, yeah, so I guess I will...
Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
No, we didn't.
Did you copy?
I will try to fix that off stream and, if required, refly the missions. Maybe start from Sedona. Hopefully that's working. And yeah, then I will see you back after passing the private pilot
Cessna Tango
license.
Juliet Delta. Did you hear my last transmission?
No, we don't, and we can't.
Augsburg round. Didn't copy. Please say again for Cessna Tango Juliet Delta.
No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so I would say we stop here for now. I don't want to try that a fourth time. Well, I will off stream, and then yeah, I see you in the next stream. For sure on the weekend I will do another one. By then I should have caught up with the lessons so that we can continue from there. So thanks for watching today and joining my stream. Like and subscribe if you want to. As you know, it's my second stream, so very early stage. Appreciate all the support from you, and yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions. Was a bit annoying for sure today doing the same mission 3 times, but we learned a little bit about it, so at least now we know that's a bug, so I will try to circumvent that. Until next time, have a good evening, and see you then. Take care, bye.